Imagine our Earth 252 million years ago. Continents were clustered together in a supercontinent called Pangaea. Life flourished in diverse ecosystems, from lush forests to shallow seas. This vibrant world was about to face an unprecedented catastrophe. The Permian-Triassic extinction event, also known as the Great Dying, was about to begin. The Permian period was a time of thriving ecosystems. Lush forests carpeted the land, providing habitat for a variety of reptiles and amphibians. The seas were teeming with life, from corals and shellfish to sharks and other predatory fish. Life was abundant and diverse. This balance was about to be shattered by a series of catastrophic events. Deep beneath the surface of the Earth, a geological time bomb was ticking. In what is now Siberia, a massive volcanic eruption began, unlike anything seen in human history. Lava poured out from fissures in the Earth's crust, covering an area larger than Western Europe. The Siberian Traps eruptions were a cataclysm of unimaginable scale. The sheer volume of lava released was enough to bury the entire United States under a mile-thick layer of molten rock. The eruptions released massive amounts of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, triggering a runaway greenhouse effect. Carbon dioxide, methane, and other greenhouse gases accumulated in the atmosphere, trapping heat and causing global temperatures to soar. The oceans absorbed much of this excess heat, but the warming waters became increasingly acidic, threatening marine life. The atmosphere became choked with toxic gases, making it difficult for many animals to breathe. The skies darkened with ash and aerosols, blocking out sunlight and disrupting plant life. The Earth was transformed into a toxic, overheated hothouse. The delicate balance of Earth's systems was shattered, and the planet was plunged into a period of environmental chaos. Corals, shellfish, and other marine creatures struggled to survive in the increasingly acidic waters. The oceans, once a haven for life, were becoming increasingly hostile. The once lush forests of the Permian withered and died as the atmosphere became increasingly toxic and the climate grew hotter and drier. Wildfires raged across the parched landscape, further contributing to the atmospheric pollution. The land became a desolate wasteland, stripped bare of vegetation. The once vibrant ecosystems collapsed, leaving behind a barren landscape. The few surviving plants struggled to survive in the harsh conditions. Rivers and lakes dried up, leaving behind parched riverbeds and empty lake basins. The land became a desert, devoid of the life that once thrived there. Section 5. Struggle for survival on land. The Permian-Triassic extinction event was a time of unimaginable hardship for terrestrial life. Animals struggled to find food and water in the desolate landscape. The air was thick with toxic gases, making it difficult to breathe. The extreme temperatures caused heat stroke and dehydration. The few remaining animals were forced to adapt to the harsh conditions, or perish. The struggle for survival was a constant battle against the elements and the scarcity of resources. Animals that were once abundant became rare, their numbers dwindling as the environment deteriorated. The land was a battlefield where only the most resilient could survive. Many animals perished from starvation as the plant life withered and died. Herbivores, deprived of their food source, succumbed to hunger. Predators, facing a dwindling supply of prey, also starved. The collapse of the food chain had a cascading effect, leading to widespread extinctions. The few surviving animals were forced to adapt to the harsh conditions. Those that could not adapt perished, leaving behind only the most resilient. Section 6. Oceans, a relative haven. While the land was transformed into a desolate wasteland, the oceans offered a relative haven for some species. Although the oceans were also affected by the environmental upheaval, the impact was less severe than on land. The water buffered the temperature extremes, and the dissolved oxygen in the water provided a lifeline for marine organisms. The oceans became a refuge for life, although not without its own challenges. The relative stability of the oceans provided a sanctuary for many marine species, allowing them to persist while their terrestrial counterparts struggled for survival. The oceans, although stressed, continued to support a diverse array of life. The increased levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere led to ocean acidification, which had a devastating impact on marine organisms with shells and skeletons made of calcium carbonate. Corals, shellfish, and other marine creatures struggled to survive in the increasingly acidic waters. However, even in the face of these challenges, life in the oceans persisted. Despite the challenges, some marine organisms thrived in the changed environment. Species that were tolerant of warmer waters and lower oxygen levels flourished. The oceans, a crucible of life, witnessed both death and rebirth. Section 7. Life finds a way in the sea. The Permian-Triassic extinction event was a time of great upheaval in the oceans. Many marine species perished, unable to cope with the changing conditions. However, life in the sea proved remarkably resilient. Some species adapted to the warmer waters and lower oxygen levels. Others found refuge in deeper, cooler waters. The oceans became a stage for evolution, as surviving species diversified and filled the ecological niches left vacant by the extinctions. Life, tenacious and adaptable, found a way to persist in the face of adversity. Some organisms developed mechanisms to tolerate the increasingly acidic waters. Others adapted their diets to take advantage of the changing food sources. The survivors of the extinction event were the pioneers of a new era in marine life. The extinction event also created opportunities for new species to emerge. The oceans became a cradle of evolution as life experimented with new adaptations and strategies for survival. Section 8. The Aftermath, a New Beginning. The Permian-Triassic extinction event marked a turning point in the history of life on Earth. The world was dramatically different after the catastrophe. The once lush forests were replaced by barren landscapes. The oceans, although still teeming with life, were transformed. The extinction event paved the way for the rise of new forms of life. The survivors of the Great Dying inherited a world ripe for colonization. The recovery from the extinction event was a slow and gradual process. It took millions of years for life to fully recover from the devastation. New species emerged, evolving to fill the ecological niches left vacant by the extinctions. The world began to heal, slowly reclaiming its lost biodiversity. The Permian-Triassic extinction event was a defining moment in the history of life on Earth. Section 9. Echoes of the Past. Lessons for the Future. The Permian-Triassic extinction event holds valuable lessons for us today. It demonstrates the interconnectedness of Earth's systems and the potential consequences of disrupting them. The rapid release of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere during the Siberian Traps eruptions triggered a runaway greenhouse effect, leading to catastrophic climate change. This ancient event serves as a warning about the potential dangers of our own activities, particularly the burning of fossil fuels. The past can inform the present, offering valuable insights into the potential consequences of our actions. The Great Dying highlights the fragility of life and the importance of biodiversity. The extinction event wiped out a vast majority of species on Earth, demonstrating the devastating consequences of losing biodiversity. The study of past extinction events can help us understand the potential impacts of future environmental changes. This knowledge can help us develop strategies to mitigate the impacts of future environmental changes and protect the biodiversity of our planet. Section 10. The Resilience of Life. Despite the devastation of the Permian-Triassic extinction event, life on Earth ultimately recovered. This demonstrates the remarkable resilience of life and its ability to adapt and evolve even in the face of unimaginable challenges. The survivors of the extinction event were the pioneers of a new era, diversifying and filling the ecological niches left vacant by the extinctions. The story of the Great Dying is not just a tale of devastation, but also a testament to the enduring power of life. Life, tenacious and adaptable, finds a way to persist even in the most challenging circumstances. The recovery from the extinction event was a slow and gradual process, but it demonstrates the inherent capacity of life to rebound from even the most severe setbacks. New species emerged, adapted to the changed conditions, and shaped the future trajectory of evolution. The resilience of life is a source of hope and inspiration. It reminds us that even in the face of great challenges, life can find a way to persevere. Section 11. A Time of Renewal. The Permian-Triassic extinction event, while a period of immense loss, also marked a time of renewal. The extinction event cleared the way for new forms of life to emerge and diversify. The survivors of the catastrophe inherited a world transformed, a world ripe with opportunities for colonization and evolution. The post-extinction world was a blank canvas upon which life could paint a new masterpiece. The extinction, while tragic, ultimately paved the way for a new chapter in the history of life on Earth. New species evolved, filling the ecological niches left vacant by the extinctions. These new species were often different from their predecessors, adapted to the changed conditions of the post-extinction world. The Permian-Triassic extinction event served as a catalyst for evolutionary innovation, leading to the emergence of new and diverse forms of life. The story of the Great Dying is a story of both loss and rebirth, a reminder of the cyclical nature of life on Earth.